Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Heist by Black Flag Cornhole. Go ahead and dive in, break this bag down. We'll start with the slow side. This is that same slow side you find on the Surefire. It's actually the same side of the material that Lucky uses on the Surefire. It's a 5-speed, very controllable. It's a slower 5. Right? Both sides of the material, to me, play a 5. This is the side that plays just a touch slower. You probably could even call it a 4.5 in some situations, but 5-speed, very controllable, very versatile. It plays great on dry boards. One of the big knocks of material is humidity. If you've ever thrown a bag like that has this material, you know when boards get any bit of moisture on them, this material starts to stop and just doesn't move. Dry boards, normal to fast speeds, plays wonderful on there. So 5-speed on the slow side. Fast side, this is that Pro Sniper, Viper, Deadhead fast side. 9-speed, crazy fast, great for pushing and collecting. Looking at about a 5 and 9 speed on this bag. If you're familiar with Lucky bags, you've got the Surefire slow paired with the Pro Sniper fast on here. Template-wise, medium template bag, medium amount of fill, medium amount of flop. It's kind of that sweet spot right down the middle. So if you, it's got flop to it. It is not overly floppy at all. Right, so if you like a floppy bag, you've got enough flop, you can throw it. If you like a fuller bag, it's not too floppy and sloppy, you can still throw that. So it's a great kind of middle-of-the-road bag that both sides can play on, whether you like flop or you like fullness. The fill in here is, it's a flat fill. I think it's all flat. I don't feel any beads. It's all flat fill, but I think there's some flat fill, and I think there's some flat discs as well. It's hard to tell. This disc can kind of hide, but it feels like both flat fill and flat discs in here. So it's a mixture of different flats. But it's I'm gonna call it a flat fill bag. That's all it's in there, and really that flat fill gives the bag a lot of forgiveness and landing. Another negative on the slow side besides humidity is this material is easy to kick on you. If you don't throw the flat bag, it's going to kick. It's gonna penalize you. However, when you add this flat fill in here, the bag lands softer. You minimize that kick. You reduce the penalty it's going to give you. So it's a bag that even if you don't throw flat, you can still get away with it because it doesn't have a lot of balance, a lot of movement. It's going to land very soft and run somewhat straight up the board. You can work around the kick on there if you don't throw a flat bag. So also the flat fill gives the bag a wonderful hand feel. It's got enough fill in here, and it's all a fluid flat fill. You don't feel those clunky beads. It gives it a wonderful hand, a nice soft hand feel. It's full enough you can lock the bag down. You have complete control over it. I love the way the bag feels in my hand. Bags are also ACL Pro Stamp for 2024, so if you play in ACL events, you can throw these Heist in those. Go ahead and jump in and talk about playability on this. And this is a bag that is very versatile. Like it's a bag that can do everything that you want to do in a bag. And that's why I think a lot of people like this Surefire style bag, and why you see a lot of those out there. Why the Surefire became so popular is because of the versatility with it. You can get up there, you can go hole for hole, you can put your 4 bags in, outscore your opponent, and do that with no problem. You can also get up there and you can throw blockers and play a dirty style game. The bag does a great job of that. Or you can play anywhere in between. So it's definitely a bag that you can mix things up. You can play different styles. For me, this material is best. In my mind, I like to utilize this when boards are dry and boards are fast. That's when I want to throw this, because in those conditions, you minimize the negatives of the board and you highlight the positives of this material, right? So fast boards, I can go through it. And there's 3 negatives, and I mentioned 2. I mentioned humidity and I mentioned the kick. The other third thing that this material has, it's not just these bags. It's not the Heist bags. Any bag, Surefires, any bag uses material have the issues. And the third thing is this material tends to want to hang on the hole. And you add this flat fill in here, and the flat fill also has a tendency to settle. There's more bags than not are going to hang around the hole. Bags are still very collectible. The thing is you got to be a little more aggressive, a little more intentional. So if there's a bag hanging, especially on the back or around the back corners there, just throwing a bag in and hitting, it's not going to take it. And you've got to kind of either, if it's on your side, step out and hit it, or if it's on the other side, come across the cut and clip it to bring the bag in. It's going to be a little more intentional about going after those bags, or even come with an airmail drag. I think I did quite a bit of that in my review. I love throwing airmail drags. They're fun. But you've got to be a little more aggressive to go after the bags if you have them hanging. Now, if you throw blockers, which I said, the bag has a ton of control, and you can put blockers where you want on the board. Bags are super collectible. They're full enough that you can just come down, clip a corner, take them in. They're not going to accordion up, which means you can get aggressive and put that blocker on your opponent's side and have confidence knowing that you can come through and collect it. And if you need, if you miss and go a little further over, you can still throw a cut shot, grab it, and probably pull it back in. These bags do have shot shaping capabilities. They're not the best bags for cuts, rolls, and flops, but you can definitely do it. This material has enough bite to it that you can throw those cuts. Now, the flat fill takes away that bounce and movement that I like when I'm throwing a cut, or makes bags easier to roll. But if you're an average to above average, shot shaper, if you can roll, most bags, you can roll this. If you can cut most bags, you can cut this. And it's a bag that, like for me, I would throw a blocker up there and then go maybe cut, and then come down slick side and push through at the end if my opponent leaves it. Or if my opponent throws a blocker, I'm going to cut around with my bags, or if you can roll over. However, it gives you the options to get around blockers, to go through blockers. The fast side's fast enough. You can push through 1, 2, 3 bags. So you've got the options to go around it. You got the option to go through it. It doesn't excel at anything. Like it's not a great cut bag. It's not a great roll bag. It's not a great block bag. Like there's not like to me, this material doesn't do anything great, but it does everything really well. It's kind of right in the middle. It does everything really well. So it makes it that super versatile bag. And it's really a wonderful bag for blind draws. If you're a carpet bag thrower, like for me, I love to throw carpet, but I typically will have a bag like this when I'm going to a blind draw, because if I get a partner who just refuses to throw carpet, there are people out there who will refuse to throw carpet, I can pull this out and they'll throw this. I can still play my carpet style game and they can play their faster style game in this bag and we get all it. If you're a non-carpet bag thrower and you're one of those players who just refuse to throw carpet, it's a good idea to have a bag like this Heist in your backpack, because if you do get a partner or blind draw who loves carpet, you can pull this out again, and that's kind of that middle ground, that compromise, right? You can still play your game and they can play theirs, and you don't have to throw carpet if you want to. So that's what I love about this, is it really falls in that mid-range for a lot of play styles. It's also a great bag. Like if you're a beginner style player, it has enough control. It's not going to just fly off the boards. You know, if you're missing your landing marks, it's not going to penalize you like faster bags would, but it's also not going to kick and be uncontrollable like a carpet bag would. So if you're just starting out, if you're beginning, if you're learning to throw a flat bag, this Heist is a great bag to start with and practice on till you advance. But even if you advance, like, I mean, there are pros who throw surefires, who throw this style of material out there. Like you can throw this material through all levels and have success with it. And then to me, like in my mind, if you throw a surefire, if you throw a typhoon, if you throw a deadhead, you kind of like that style of bag. That's what you're getting here. It's the same materials that those 3 bags use, but they all use different sides of the material. So it's kind of a mixture. It's still similar speeds, similar feel. So if you're in that category of those style bags, I think you're going to love the Heist. Again, for me, it's a bag that I want to pull out when boards are faster. Because boards are faster, you eliminate the kick, you eliminate the bags hanging on the hole, or you reduce those a lot. And fast boards are usually dry, so you're not worried about the humidity. So I love this type of bag for fast boards. If I went to a blind draw and you pulled this Heist out, I'm happy. I'm throwing it with you. I'm not having any issues with it. So it's a solid bag. I enjoy throwing it. Again, if you like those Surefire, Typhoon, Deadhead style bags, I think you're gonna love this Heist. I recommend you give them a try. Leads me to availability. Black Flag has a website. It is blackflagcornhole.com. The Heist bags are on there for $70 for a set. And then I think it's $12 shipping. So $82 shipped to you for an ACL stamped bag is a great price. If you watch this review when I first put it out, right now it's December 2023. They're running a sale until Christmas. They're putting different style bags on sale. So if you're looking for a set, you can get them at a discounted price if you jump on there pretty quickly on their website before Christmas. I think each day they're running a different design or different colorway option out there. And they do have a lot of designs, a lot of colorways. So if you don't like one, they've got one you like. They also do customs. The customs are a little bit more. The customs are 80, I think, a little bit extra, but they do a custom design for you as well. If you like this bag, you don't like the designs, go grab yourself a custom set. I think you're going to love them. But if you throw in the Heist, I'd love to hear your opinions on them, whether you like them, what you like, what you don't like. I always love hearing you guys' thoughts on these bags. I thank you so much for the support, and I thank you for watching.